want your financial health, I would recommend seeking out a certified financial planner if you have any questions and concerns. With that being said, we're going to talk about Bank of America here a little bit and a few other companies that I've been looking at. So Bank of America right now, currently in both portfolios, the test portfolio and also my own private portfolio. So they released a couple good articles here. Bank of America sees resiliency in consumer spending despite rising inflation. So, and when I did a deeper dive of this really wasn't so much in general consumer goods. This was more so in high lines of the more expensive fine line industries like high-end clothing, high-end jewelry, all that stuff that still is being purchased despite drops in everywhere else. Now, they did also say the consumer confidence in spending still remains high. I don't see that, although right now we're looking at gas prices starting to go down, so we'll see if that goes down for another 3 months. I'm kind of hopeful there's going to be less travel this summer, as well as less infrastructure distribution, so fuel consumption will go down. So it's probably going to help consumer spending a little bit. I thought a few months ago, we're going to have a kind of a flat, maybe a little bit increase going into the election cycle. No one wants anyone to feel stressed about the economy while they're casting their votes. So if there is going to be a downturn, it's probably going to happen after the holidays. But I still expect another 20% downturn. But they're saying even though we're talking right here, spending on credit card and debit cards is up 11% from a year earlier in June compared to 13% in April and 9% gain in May. That means people are still swiping their cards, not just for daily use, but for other consumer goods. However, it's not yet reflective in the markets. We're still in a downward trend overall in the markets. So I would expect another 10% drop over total asset values for the next quarter. Crypto, we already kind of did another 80% drop, but we did have this relief rally for the last 2 weeks. If we take a look at my this portfolio that we've been running since the beginning of this year, we're looking at quite a bit of gains. We're up about 3 to 5% from the last reading, which was a week ago. So we're looking at 6507. As you know, this is based off of a $50,000 a year income. As you can see, it's still pretty heavy crypto, but that's because crypto has the most volatility and can grow the fastest. However, we're still growing very steadily and very nicely on here. Finally reached a point where we can do share lending on Robinhood, which I'll explain in another video. But it got to that size where you can do that comfortably and make a little bit of extra cash. But here, most of the gains will be here in crypto, as there's just a predominant amount of cash in here. However, as you know, it's the middle of the month, so that means if you're following the pacings, you should have paid all your bills. So on this month, there'll be another huge deposit into both crypto and into equity assets. And of course, as you know, we're building our dividend portfolio here. So if you've been following me on Twitter, the next purchase is going to be Ford placed into here, and then a little bit more into Bank of America. So that's where we're planning on going, and just earning passive interest there. Here, we're just going to stay steady with XRP, HBAR, but if we're still on this upward trend, we're not going to be doing huge chunks anymore. So what you want to do is kind of dollar cost average micro investments, so like $50 to $100 into your top end coin. So we'll probably do 100 in the DOT, 100 in the Quant, 100 in XRP, HBAR, probably do 100 in the Link, and then of course do 100 in the Crow and Atom, and that should even that out there. Now, of course, Atom, DOT, you are staking, and you're going that's what we're doing. Of course, ADA as well, we're staking as well. Granted, these DOT and Atom are right now almost 20%, so it's a good time if you could to keep socking some money in there so you can keep getting that up. But our goal here is by the end of the summer that DOT should be around 15% of total portfolio value. Atom should be about 10%, and of course H bar and ADA should be a little higher. H bar mainly should be getting closer towards that 9% ratio there. But we're still going to have an XRP as our biggest bag that doesn't have our most tokens anymore, but this one does. But back to the markets here. Bank of America is still kind of trending sideways here, but if it stays here, like I said, you just dollar cost average. We bought in high, so we're at 38.62. So if we keep going, we'll get that around $34. Just every 2 weeks, you put a little bit in here. That's how you stay consistent on growth. Now, if we go back to this test portfolio, we go look here. We got ORC. So this kind of want to showcase real quick here. As you can see here, if we go down. Right here, you see where it says you got 6 cents interest off of your stock lending portfolio. Now with Robinhood, you don't get to choose or dictate that. They just kind of do that for you. From what I gather, how it's described, it all goes into a big pool. The reason why this is a good idea to do with money you don't have a fear of losing is, one, you got to remember when you lend out shares, it's not backed by SIPC insurance. It's a loss. Now, Robinhood has declared that they personally will back all shares lended with a separate cash account in a third-party bank that won't be touched. So if they do declare bankruptcy, they will pay that cash out to you, and you'll lose the stock, but you still have the value of it. So for me, it's not too big of a deal. I mean, we're only talking about 11 shares, so you're talking about like $30. You made 6 cents off of $30. So we're not too crazy about that, because I think when I looked at it right here, it was 11 shares of it that we did 11 shares. So at what, $3, so $33. You lose $33, it's not going to hurt you. Now what they don't seem to do is they don't take more than 33% of your holdings to lend, but the more you put in, the more money you can make, but also remember, the more money you can lose. I'll do a whole entire video on this later on with you. Let me go back to the portfolio here. Do a whole entire video on that for you. But we do have Bank of America in here. We also have this guy here that I would recommend going into. We got into it at $18 a share. We can definitely climb our way into it. So I would definitely start dollar cost averaging into this. However, it hasn't dipped below our buy point, so we'll let it go down to there. If it does, August we're probably gonna look to get into there too. But there's not really a lot of news other than just saying that they are saying it's a hold. But for me, it's still a buy, but I just wouldn't buy aggressively into it. So let's go back to our portfolio here. We're looking at Ford. Ford had a lot of great things going on for it. And I'll have a link in the description for that. But there's another stock. I do apologize. Bad radio here. I just can't seem to find it. Here it is. So this one I'm kind of taking a look at. We might allocate some cash into here, both my public and private portfolio, just because it's got a huge buy rating. You're at pretty much the bottom of its sales. Like if we go for 3 months, or I'm sorry, 5 years, you see they launched here at $15, kind of went up through buying pressure and went down. So when was that? That was 2021. So now we're down here. Perfect buy-in, dollar cost average in. You put $500 into this guy. Of course, what they're doing is right here. Agro Blockchain PLC operates a blockchain technology company focused on large-scale mining of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. It mines using purpose-built computers to solve crypto algorithms on a blockchain, all that things. And they do some crypto lending as well. Huge buy rating. I mean, I still think it's still a good idea. And them diversifying enough to lend out is also a good idea, but I wouldn't risk the bank. Like with this portfolio, we're at about 1,300. You should only put maybe $100 into here. So what does that make? $100 a share, $100 investment. Let me just pull that up real quick. Divided by what's at 4.42. So you're getting 22 shares. So that'd be perfectly fine, because if you lose it, you lose it. You're not too mad about $100 off of your portfolio, off a $6,500 portfolio right now, right? So with that being said, like, it's a good thing to watch, but don't buy just yet. Let's see if there's another 10-15% drop, and maybe we can get in there. Take a look at the earnings report in Q2, which should be released end of this month, I believe. Or what is it saying? Oh, okay, August 16th. So August 16th, we will take a look if it goes down again, because they beat a little bit, kind of even. So they should be down or even or down right here. So that's what we're looking for. In the crypto world here, we're just looking at, total market cap just shy of 1 trillion. So, and once this relief rally is doing, it's like all the coins that have good solid projects are growing. Just stay focused on finding companies that have congruent projects to whatever their white paper and whatever their goals are, and make sure whoever is running these companies has a goal in their mind that's congruent to the company's goal. Because if you feel like they're in a cash grab, then probably shouldn't want to invest in it, because there's a lot out there that you just don't know. Like Shiba Inu, I can't for the life of me see this, but hey, if you want to put $50 in and play the lottery, you might make it. You might make it, you might not. I don't think you see it going anywhere. However, there are some good ones here. Kronos, that's going to get back up there. Good solid. You put $500 into this, it'll probably get back to $1, and you're going to have a substantial windfall. Plus, they have a good credit card, even though the rates and the staking dropped. It's still a good card to use. Chainlink, though, is an underdog right now. It's been trading sideways around $6. Let's just take a look at that real quick. We're looking at that. We go over a year total. So Chainlink, back in the day, you're looking at 26. It was as high as 30, 34. But ever since then, it's just been tanking. And there's nothing wrong with it. No bad news about it. It's just that it's in the decentralized sector of crypto. And of course, everyone, after the Terra Luna collapse and all these other protocols and lending platforms collapsing left and right, people gotten fearful of decentralization. So, but there's nothing wrong with these guys. They are on the right track. I have a strong feeling that if you want to just stay here, because it's trading nice and flat right now, steady cost averaging in, like, if you're like, I would say allocate, like, if you're putting 500 in, I'd do a big purchase first, 500 in first, and then just do 100 every 2 weeks from there, and you'll probably end up with a financial windfall, because if it gets back to its normal market cap while everyone else is selling off, you get to 1,000 tokens, you made $34,000 pretty quickly, right? And you got enough people following it. The community's good. They're right on task with their white paper and their projection forecast. So we'll check back on these in another 2 weeks and see. But I will be doing an investment into here again, as this is a good price. I can't pass it up. So I'll probably be putting in another chunk of change into there as well. But with that said, it's kind of just kind of crazy. We don't really have a lot going on. Cardano's got a lot going on for itself, but we got XRP that SEC case should be wrapping up sometime this year. They're still growing. I believe they are moving the headquarters out of the United States. I don't know if that's for sure yet, but it looks like it may be. We do have a debut of another stablecoin coming soon called GHO. So, and we also have large banks backed into USDC. So there's a lot of crazy things going on here that it's nowhere near, the pricing in the market has not been reflective. Because all that good news in the stock market, usually there'd be a run up, but we're still kind of staying steady, if not going down. We already lost $5 billion in value today just while talking to you guys. So we're definitely kind of going in a downward trend now. And from my trading experience, we're probably gonna do another 20% downward drop in crypto, so I wouldn't go all into crypto just yet. But dollar cost averaging, you just do a little bit, goes down again, do a little bit more, goes down again, do a little bit more. That's perfectly fine. Just remember, you're probably going to be doing that for the next 3 months, if anything. But do be prepared, because in times like this where we're still running up for the week, like 7-day average, you still got Bitcoin up 10%, Ethereum up 14%, Tether, we're not really in cap, but it's kind of a little up there. But you got BNB up 10%. You have Solana up 13%. Avalanche up 22%. Polygon up 21%. You got what's down here? Atom up 17%, almost 18%. You have somewhere down here in the very bottom, you got some other good winners. But remember, out of the 20+ thousand cryptocurrencies, you probably only got less than 5% of them are actually viable products, viable systems and ecosystems and communities. So just keep that in mind. Don't go all in on meme coins, because you could lose everything. And for heaven's sake, don't over leverage yourself trying to buy. That's the worst thing you can do, because the next thing you know, you're going to get liquidated and you're going to have a bad time. And we do not want a bad time. We want to respect the process. But as always, guys, like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. I post my portfolio updates on there as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to try and get out as many videos as I can. And I do post my buy alerts on Twitter, so follow there. You said you don't have to do anything with Patreon with me. Everything's free. I've already made my money, and I'm making my money still. If you want to follow me, follow me. If you have any questions, hey, hit me up. I'm happy to help. But until then, see you guys next time. Like and subscribe. Respect the process. Always do your research, and never go all in on anything. Always stay reserved. Thank you, and check you guys later.